Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Turtles Love Pizza. This is the podcast where we go over everything to do with the Ninja Turtle movies and comic books whenever we get a chance. But currently, we're on an intermission. We are talking about Batman and Batman 89. And right now, today, we will be talking about Batman 89, issue number 3. This is Steven.
This is Andrew.
Yo, what's up, Andrew?
What's up, Steven? How you doing?
Not much, man. What's new with you? Any cool things pop in?
Pop in. No, not really. Although I did put in some pre-orders. The NECA put in the Mirage Casey Jones and
Ooh.
the Mirage Utans and the Van Helsing Splinter for pre-order at
Ooh.
retailers. So, I'm a big fan of Big Bad Toys, so that's where I put my pre-orders in.
Okay.
And they should be coming in this fall. So this fall is going to be big. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming in this fall.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. And you showed me a couple of the pictures of those action figures. They look really cool. So I'm excited for you to add those onto our Twitter account.
Yeah, because like all
What?
the last Ronin figures are coming in this fall. So should a
Oh,
lot of the Mirage figures come in this fall.
right.
Fall is going to be really big, man.
Before we continue, Andrew, what is our Twitter handle?
Turtles love pizza, but love is LUV.
Awesome. So everyone go check out our Twitter handle, and Andrew's always updating us on what's coming in and what new action figures he's gotten and anything new with Shredder's Revenge. Have you done anything new on the game or
Not yet. Been focused on some other things lately.
okay. Well, yeah, me too. So I'm still on level 2. Oh, no, level 3. I'm on level 3 now.
All right,
So
you beat one more level. Good job.
thank you, sir. But enough about Ninja Turtles, which we probably will get back to a little later. Today, we are going over Batman 89, number 3, written by Sam Hamm and art by Joe Quinones. I really don't know how to say his name, but I hope I said it right at least once during this podcast. Okay, before we continue, Andrew, give us a plot description.
So this one is an interesting one. I really liked it. So it picks up right where we left off with a fire at the garage. And if you remember from the last issue, Harvey was face down while the flames are going about. So you see Harvey get up. He takes Drake out and he saves his life. And he basically becomes a hero because of this fire. And then a year later, he becomes governor. Barbara becomes commissioner. So everything is just going amazingly for him. And then all of a sudden, things start to like fall apart, and you realize that he's actually still in the fire, and that he was kind of dreaming all this that was going on. Drake is saying that he's been breathing in sulfuric acid, so there's some internal damage that's going to be done to Harvey. And Drake and Bruce actually pull him out and become the heroes that actually save Harvey. So it's the opposite of what he thought was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bruce doesn't want to be a celebrity, but everyone's like, oh my goodness. Harvey is obviously damaged on half of his face, as
Right?
he will become Two Face, as we all know.
Yep.
And so Barbara goes to the hospital with him and see what happens next. So
Well,
Bruce,
yeah.
yeah, what?
No, I was just gonna say this issue is pretty dense, and I was gonna help pick up from there. So Bruce is trying to set Harvey up with like a face surgery to help him with that.
In Switzerland.
And huh?
In Switzerland.
In Switzerland, yes. And not just that, we have another uh, Catwoman comes back.
Yeah, and Bruce is having wet dreams about Catwoman.
Yes, I love that. And this book is super starting to get political. They have this they also have a metaphysical aspect, maybe like a Schrodinger's cat kind of concept with the um and it's kind of like multiple realities come from someone making a different decision, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's the multiverse or
Yes,
parallel universes.
exactly. And then later on, Batman and Catwoman, oh, they get a little frisky in this episode
A little
or this
frisky?
issue.
A little frisky?
Oh, you'll find out next episode, next issue. But yeah, and it kind of ends with oh, throughout this issue, Harvey is starting to get back into the coin. You remember, like he scars up the coin. So we are talking about the Schrodinger's cat, the multiverse concept. Andrew, please explain this to me.
So if you've ever seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's the same
Hmm.
principle here. Basically,
Wonderful movie.
any sort of deviation creates basically a branch of the main timeline. And so yeah, and so like as Harvey's mental self is telling him, it could just be as simple as the result of a coin flip. So kind of like Futurama. There's a Futurama episode where they do a coin flip, and that decides like the fate of this parallel universe
Mhm.
to the Futurama game. So like different colored hair, all these different types of things. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the difference between the other side that Harvey kind of envisioned while he was passed out, as
Hmm.
opposed to the reality that he's living in now, where he is not the hero, but Bruce Wayne is. But he still doesn't know that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Right. Well, we'll get into it, but another thing that I was mentioning on top of that was during this whole issue, we start to have the coin come back, and there's a point where Harvey asks Barbara for the coin, and this is the issue where he like pretty much uses a nail file and disfigures one side of the coin.
Yeah, so that it isn't just a set outcome. It is now a uh,
50-50
50
chance.
50 chance.
Yeah, and you know what could have really helped him out is if he just got a regular coin and just flipped for heads or tails.
But that's not the coin he had before, so.
Yeah, I know. And yeah. So why don't we get into it, like deep dive? What are some of the things that you really enjoyed about this issue and why?
I really like this take on Two Face, that he's not just deranged, but like he is believing in this multiverse theory that may or may not be true.
Hmm.
So we don't know at this point in time whether or not he's kind of delusional from all the sulfuric acid or if this is something that's real.
Right, right.
And I do like how they're expanding on Drake's character. They're really hinting at him being Robin, like that jacket that he has on with a bee, with a, it's like red with like a yellow bee and then like a green sleeve and like a yellow. So it's like all the Robin colors and kind of reminiscent of like the old school Robin costume.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really interesting
And
how
then the
they,
van he lives in has an R on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're really kind of hinting at all these different things that are to come. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah.
And you can see that he doesn't like Batman at all.
Yeah,
It
that's
might be a
true.
contentious relationship once it happens.
I think it'll be a very interesting. I think it'll be very interesting how they go with Drake and also his relationship with Bruce Wayne, because you can tell this kid is like street smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Bruce Wayne
And
is not.
yes, this is true. Bruce Wayne still seems to hopefully fix things with his money when he's Bruce Wayne, and when he's Batman, he really is like the Tim Burton Batman. He's not going out there fighting crime. He's like pining over Catwoman, and he's like trying to fix Harvey Dent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay, so a couple of things that I want to bring up that I really enjoyed are kind of like the throwbacks. So if you go to page 2 of this issue, you'll see that they have like these news anchors, right?
yeah,
And there's one in the middle, like that man, the only man out of the three,
yeah.
and that's the guy from Batman '89. He's the
Oh, is
one.
it?
Yeah, He looks exactly like that guy. And then, okay, if you look at page 3, so this is still in Harvey Dent's like dream world, but so Barbara Gordon says Bruce Wayne flipped. It's just like you called it. Batman is a small army of mercenaries, right? So if you look at the picture of the 4 Batman, the first one on the very right is Val Kilmer. The second one next to it is George Clooney, but angry. The third one is Christian Bale, and the fourth one with his hand over it is Affleck.
Is it? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's so true.
yeah. I really thought that was cool. Okay, this one I really have to bring up because I feel like we can have a lot to talk about with this. But if you turn to the next page I think it's 4 where they're dragging him out.
Yeah,
Like, why didn't one of them pick him up?
seriously, they're like dragging his face on the concrete as they're going.
Yeah, no wonder he's fucked up. Like, so that was my major thing. Like, okay, Bruce Wayne is Batman. He should be strong enough to pick up Harvey Dent, and he's just dragging him with Drake.
Don't forget,
So,
those muscles are all just built onto the costume.
yeah, and then other than that, they're cosmetic, so they're not useful.
Yeah,
Um, a couple of other things. I really do like Barbara Gordon in this issue. I still don't think they're giving her a lot to do, but they're making her a lot more sympathetic. Um, so that's good. But like, still, she's not what you expect. You know what I mean? She's kind of going back into kind of like a distressed damsel in this issue. Like, she's not being proactive in a sense.
yeah, and it's kind of hard if you know you only have 6 issues to tell a story and trying to give everyone some meaningful arc.
Yeah, completely agree. And then again, we have the Batman Returns Wayne Manor, which I always love. And this is the issue where Bruce Wayne lets Alfred know that Catwoman is back. And yeah, this whole Catwoman interaction near the very end, I just thought it's really weird. What did what did you think about the last like 4 pages where him and Catwoman are talking?
It's a little weird. I agree with you there, and it's very obvious that they're very much attracted to each other.
Oh yeah. And then even there's even this mention, this is the rooftop where you stab me in the ribs.
Yeah, but it is
So,
interesting how Catwoman knows more about what's going on in the street than Batman does.
oh
Batman's just
yeah.
a very surface level kind of person.
Yeah.
He's not really
Yeah.
the detective, you know?
Yeah. I agree. Well, he's not detecting the right things. You know what I mean?
That means he's not a good detective.
Oh yeah, that's true. Another thing is Batman has a lot of sexual fantasies because he says like, "I thought I would drag you down to a little town on the Mexican coast
Oh,
south of where," you know what I mean, for 3 weeks.
dude, he's
Well,
dirty.
I know,
He's a
but
dirty old
hey,
man.
you gotta get some licks in. You know what I mean?
That's more than a few licks, my friend.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Oh, and this is weird. Okay, I found this a little weird, and I kind of want your input on it. But basically, Catwoman is mentioning that she's using the teleshrink, like the shrink on the TV, which is Harley Quinzel.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
What do you mean?
Like, isn't that weird? Like, why does she need a shrink in the first place?
Well, she is pretty messed up, man.
Oh yeah, from Returns.
Yeah, she's totally messed up.
Yeah, I
I mean,
guess
ever since she got thrown off the building like twice, she's been pretty messed up.
yeah, that's true. But other than that, is there anything that really rubbed you the wrong way though? Like anything that you didn't particularly enjoy on this issue?
Just Batman being a little too kinky. Like, I don't really care about that about Batman. Like, good for him, but I feel like it's like a waste of story to like push that narrative.
Well, to be honest, I feel like the way Tim Burton and all the screenwriters previous, they really made him kind of like a sexually repressed character who, when he gets the girl, he really enjoys it for however long he can.
A little too much. Maybe that's why him and Vicky Vale broke up because he's a little too kinky for her.
He's like, I need to take you out on vacation for 3 weeks. And then while they're like having sex, he's just thinking about Gotham. Like, I wonder if there's crime going on.
No, remember he doesn't care about the crime. It's just once it happens, then he responds.
Oh yeah. That is true.
So he's
Um
not going to be proactive about it. He's just going to wait for someone to be like, "Hey, something happened," and then
yeah,
oh yeah,
you need to fix this issue. I think my favorite part of the entire issue though is still Harvey Dent, you know?
yeah.
I
Harvey
think
is definitely the best part so far. Still, like especially like his arc about whether or not there's a multiverse kind of thing happening.
right. And it really makes him a little sympathetic because you see what he would do with his power if he became governor in a sense, and you really do realize that he is trying to be good. Unfortunately, this thing happened to him, and he gets screwed over.
Well, the thing
But
is,
then,
like
yeah,
with Harvey, like it's his mental attitude of like as long as things are going his way, but he doesn't have that mental toughness, right? If things are not going his way, that he can kind of deal with it.
and give me a example.
Trying to remember, but they really cast him like this that as long as things are going his way, he's fine. But as soon as things like deviate from that course, it's not going so well for him.
So he kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
Like, huh? I'm trying to remember. Like, if it I guess it does kind of happen in issue 2. Like, anytime he's trying to investigate the identity of Batman and things fall apart. Yeah. But hold on. Was there anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. So out of 5 batarangs, this particular issue, how many do you give it?
I think this one gets a 4.
Okay, so it's going up. It's going up.
Definitely. Yeah. I really like this issue.
I like it, but I think I'm I think I'm gonna go with the 3.
Why?
Um, I don't know. It's just Batman's kind of lazy in this issue, and there's a lot of sex. Um, the only thing that really, well, not sex, but sexual fantasies.
But
The
usually
only
that
thing
gives
that,
you a 5.
yeah, right. No, I don't know. The only thing that really lifts it up is the Harvey story. Um, but yeah, for now, I'm gonna give it a 3, and it just pisses me off that Batman like dragged him on the floor. Like, I don't know why I can't get past that. Like, dude, you're Batman. Lift the guy up and run him out of the fire. Like, how hard is it?
It's okay. We'll drag you on the 4 one day too.
Oh man. Okay, so that is Batman 89 number 3. And I hope not, Andrew. Hope you don't drag me on the floor. But by the way, I think you were mentioning when is Batman 89 number 6 coming out?
It should be July 7th, I believe.
Okay, cuz this book has been delayed just as badly as our Last Ronin, so they have something in common.
You know, you got to get that ending right, otherwise people get upset.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, well, no, we'll talk about our thoughts about ending after issue 5. How about that? Before the
Yeah.
last issue comes out.
So I just did a quick search, and everything is saying July 5th.
Ooh, okay,
So
good.
that would
So that'll
be
be
next
next
week
week.
for us.
Yes.
And the people listening to this right now, who knows when you hear this?
you're probably gonna hear this in 2023 because our podcast only comes out monthly. So yeah, we've already pre-recorded so many episodes, so that's good. Anyways, okay, next up, Andrew, we're doing Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode what?
5.
Episode 5. Okay. What are the titles of these two segments?
We have the Fast and the Furriest, and we have Mascot and Melee.
Okay, Mascot and Melee. Holy crap, I watched these two episodes yesterday and I don't remember them. So, Andrew, please give me a plot description.
Okay, so the Fast and the Furriest. What happens is Donnie used that moonlander that he got from the Repo Mantis
Yeah.
and made a turtle tank. And he was going to unveil it and be like, look at my turtle tank. But someone
Uh-huh.
stole it. Turns out it's Splinter, and Splinter is not wanting to be caught by the turtles because Donnie will punish him, which
Yeah.
is kind of hilarious that Donnie's the one that's going to be punishing Splinter.
Mm-hmm.
And Splinter runs into Meat Sweats, who helps him get away. But then turns out Meat Sweats just wants to eat him.
Yep.
And so the turtles get the turtle tank back and they defeat Meat Sweats, and Splinter gets punished by Donatello and has to watch like uh, documentaries that are super boring.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
Mascot Melee, the turtles are trying to get a new robe for Splinter because he wears this tattered one where you kind of see his underwear. And
Yep.
so they go to Times Square. Raph is dressed as a hippo, and then his head gets knocked off, and then he's supposed to be like this meme called the turtlepotamus, and he's like
Yeah.
dancing for like money, like you do in Times Square, like all the mascots, and then they start fighting him. Turns out they're mutant cockroaches, and they get the money in the end after defeating the cockroaches and give it Splinter this brand new nice robe, and he's like, "Thanks, I'll wear it on special occasions." He still wears the old ratty one.
Yep. 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 Okay. Let's get into some of the things that you liked.
I like the turtle tank. I think it's really cool.
It's huge.
It is massive.
It is impractical in New York City traffic.
Yeah, but it looks awesome.
Yeah. Continue.
And I like how they've really kind of upped Splinter, like his character and his personality, things like that. He's
Yeah.
really like a child. He's really Michelangelo.
Yeah.
He's like an old man Michelangelo at this point in
Yeah.
time.
I agree. Well,
So,
why don't you explain it a little bit? Because everyone normally sees Splinter as, the master. He's very calm. He teaches them how to remain calm. But like what's the difference with this Splinter? Like what do you see as so different?
so he really isn't like a father to these turtles. He's just kind of like their roommate, is what it feels like.
Yeah. I okay, continue.
Roommate slash landlord. He's like the one in charge, but it's kind
Yeah.
of weird. And so they have some reverence for him, but he has no, I guess, connection to the kids. Basically, he's kind of like
Right.
a deadbeat dad, basically.
Yeah. And then he also calls them by their color,
Yeah,
which I thought was weird. But Donnie always calls him dad or
yeah.
father, right?
So yeah, he really is the deadbeat dad to these four turtle brothers, which
Yeah.
is hilarious. And so yeah, I mean that's what I've heard about the finale of this series is you kind of see them actually become like the characters that you want to know.
Hmm.
And so it's going to be interesting to see that kind of evolve as the series continues on. But the series is definitely growing on me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, before we get into that, what did you think about segment 2?
Segment 2 was fun. The mutant cockroaches. I thought that was interesting, and
Yeah.
it's kind of apropos for the dressed up people at Times Square because they're not very nice people to begin with.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
them being mutant cockroaches makes perfect sense.
I definitely did not expect you to enjoy the not the mascot one, but the portrayal of Splinter in the first segment. So I'm finding it really interesting that you're saying that it's growing on you.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of fun the way they're doing Splinter. Just he's like a big kid basically, and it's kind of fun. He's like, "Oh crap, the purple one's gonna find me."
Yeah. All right, I gotta ask you, man. What do you think of Meat Sweats?
Meat Sweats is a good villain. I like him.
What does he do? Let's explain this again to the listener.
So he basically has like a roving kitchen of mutant animals that he cooks and eats, and he like absorbs their powers.
Yeah. This cartoon is freaking ridiculous, but I really enjoy. I've enjoyed every episode. I might not have liked the flu one last week as much, but I definitely think I also agree that it's growing on me, but I I just really like Ben Schwartz, man. He really gives something to Leonardo. Like I really like his Leonardo. I really like Michelangelo, and and every episode you're kind of getting more distinguishment between all four of them. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
definitely.
So I really enjoy that because you have you have Raph, who normally we know Raph as like angry and angsty, but this Raph is different. Like he's not angry, he's not angsty. He wants to be top dog, and that's a problem. He's like the alpha. He's like the alpha dog, pretty much.
Yeah,
And then you have Leonardo, who's just like the smart aleck. Um, and that's kind of why they get on each other's nerves, those two. And then you have Michelangelo. He's just the fun loving guy, right? He's not the smart aleck, but he's the fun loving guy. He makes like random jokes and stuff. And then you have Donatello, who's the smart guy. He's the inventor. And I really like that, he made this huge huge like turtle van, although it makes no sense in New York traffic, but like, I like how they're slowly growing into their characters.
so I do think it's interesting the take they have for Donatello is he has a lot of hubris.
Oh.
Like he's like the smartest guy in the room and he knows it kind of thing. As
Yeah.
opposed to like past iterations of Donatello where he's like a smart, nerdy, maybe a little bit more passive or a little bit shyer kind of a character.
Uh-huh.
Unless you look at the movies, then he's just the same as Michelangelo. But
Yeah.
like the old series, like even the 2012 series, he's really kind of this shyer turtle, and this one he's just super full of himself.
Yeah. And I really like that because remember that episode like 2 weeks ago or whatever, where he created all these inventions for his brothers, and it's supposed to like help them, but it's really making them stop doing the stuff he doesn't like from them, you
Pretty
know?
much.
I really, yeah, it just makes his character so much more interesting, I think. So, okay, let's talk about slices of pizza. How many slices of pizza do you give these two segments?
I'll
First,
give it like a 3.5.
3.5 combined.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna give it a 3. I don't wanna give it a 4 yet because I'm waiting for the 4. Although I probably already gave a 4 in the past.
Probably.
So, but like I said, this one it wasn't exactly my favorite. Like the turtle van doesn't make any sense to me, although it's really cool. And I think you're gonna enjoy the next episode though.
Okay.
So so okay, everyone, make sure we're gonna do Batman 89 issue number 4. So read up on that. And then watch Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode. What was it? 6.
6. Yeah. Next one's 6 for us.
Okay, episode 6 on Netflix, guys. And Andrew, before we sign off, anything else you want to bring up?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. So again, we'll talk to you very soon. We're gonna be doing the Batman 89 issue 4 and Rise episode, what, 6?
6.
All right. So that's Netflix order.
If it's still on
And
there by the time you listen to this.
yeah. So thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Cowabunga.
Please don't do that.